Welcome to Argue Bros, the podcast that gives you multiple perspectives on today's hottest topics. Hosted by NicoPengin, Fred in Progress, and Jess Freeman. If you're looking for some inspiration from and for normal people, or simply want to know the bros a little more, you better open up your mind to the fresh perspective that's coming your way right now.
And now, welcome to the next episode of Argue Bros, the show where we essentially just talk about random things and either turn it into a conversation or just have things to talk about. We have Mr. Justin Freeman in the building. Okay. First question I have for you, Just Freeman. Do you like competition?
I love that stuff.
Or do you like to run away when you're challenged by somebody that's superior or the same level at?
Nah, I like to come for their neck.
Do you like to prove to people that you're better than them?
What sense? Like sports?
Whether it be sports or whether it be intellect?
Not better than them per se, but I would like to let them know that I am not one to be toiled with.
Okay, interesting. And we also have the other Argue Bro co-host, Fred in Progress. Fred, do you like competition?
Yeah, I like competition. I like to be challenged because only when I'm challenged and I feel pressure do I perform well.
Do you like to perform better than others or better than yourself?
Honestly, I have to compare myself to others so I can see where I'm at, and then I push myself to go further. So it's a combination of both.
And do you like to feel like everybody plays on the same playing field or other people have advantages?
What do you mean by other people have advantages? Do you mean like they start off with advantages or do they gain advantages through their skill?
Because sometimes like when you play a game, don't you ever feel like some people always have like an unfair advantage over you?
I mean, depends on what you mean. I gamble sometimes. So I play blackjack, and the house always has the advantage because like they foot the game. So I mean, like, what kind of advantage are we talking? Do they have a deserved advantage, or they just got an advantage for no reason?
Like the one I'm thinking about is like how in chess, if you have like a really high IQ and you have like really good pattern recognition, you're able to play the game at such a more advanced tier level.
Just talent. That's not an advantage. That's just talent. That's God-given talent that you're blessed with. That's just you.
Pattern recognition.
Nah.
Yeah, that's part of you. That's part of your brain capacity of what you lean towards, based on personality and all that kind of stuff.
I believe that's also a skill, bro.
A skill that you have a natural skill and talent for.
You don't think you could get better type of thing?
Everything can be learned.
Everything can be learned, but to a certain extent, you can't surpass somebody who was born with the natural ability to read patterns and understand information. You can't catch up to that.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. You can study. You can study and learn in your own way. That's why you see masters, but they're not a master the exact same way.
Why not?
Why not? Just like we can compare Kobe and Michael, right? And they had the same trainer, right? And one said that one worked harder than the other, and the other one didn't have to work as hard because they had talent, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing. That's the exact same thing is what I'm saying. You have to do it a different way. Kobe had to work way harder and work way different ways than Michael Jordan had to get the same kind of talent level and respect and such. If you look at it, so I'm saying is that it can't really be done. The person who has the skill and the talent is always going to easily achieve the thing more than the person who has to work and figure out a different way. They have to do it in a different way. He could not train the same way that Michael Jordan trained. He had to train harder. He had to train more. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. They have to do more to get there. Now, what were you going to say?
That's a tough comparison. You can't compare personal people that had their own ups and downs in their life and career to chase their goal / dream to a broad game of chess. Yes, some people are born to see patterns better than others, but some people are so obsessive, like Kobe Bryant, that they might not be as talented per se, but their obsession will get them to such an elite level that you will think they was born with this crazy pattern.
I've heard of that too, where like an athlete like Kobe really works his butt off, and people just like act like he was born with that quote unquote God-given skill, but don't realize, just like the Team USA realized, that Kobe works his butt off way more than he even, I think, needed to, just in order to keep that high efficiency. But I see both sides. It's a tough one, because with chess, it's something like, if you don't know the rules but you do know the pattern, it doesn't really do much. But if you understand the rules, you understand the patterns, and you know the absolute basics, it's, I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like it's anybody's playing field, because if you do it for long enough, you would get the hang of it, especially if that, genius or whatever makes a mistake.
But you're looking at it one-dimensionally. There's multiple ways to win the game and play chess. You don't have to be amazing at pattern recognition. You can be amazing at in-game. Instead, you can be amazing at different parts of the game. So then just because somebody specialized in intuition and reading in the patterns and stuff, and somebody else isn't, doesn't mean that they're not going to be as good at chess as, we're just using chess as an example, just because they're not going to be as good as chess.
We're talking about having like an upper hand in advance. That's what we're talking about.
But then they have a higher starting point. That's what I'm saying. That's a fair example. Michael Jordan had a higher starting point, like skill level, than Kobe. Kobe had to work so much harder to reach that same skill level. So I'm saying is that the person who naturally inclined to read patterns and stuff has a higher IQ from the beginning. That advantage is going to be an advantage there. And so the person who doesn't is going to have to work way harder to get the same results, and then to even catch up to surpass.
Now, with a game like chess, do you think like you could win if you didn't, have foreshadowing, or you could foresee a couple moves ahead?
What does that question mean exactly? Are you saying that you're not good at chess? Because at chess you have to be able to see some moves ahead at some point as you learn.
Because I remember,
not even at chess, like you got.
Because I remember at chess, I never used to see ahead. I never used to plan my moves. I would either mimic the person, and then just see every time they made a mistake, just punishing them for their mistake. So I would play so passively. That's why it would bring me so much joy beating people. It's because I never had a real strategy. I literally just would play on the fly and wait for others. And then it wasn't until recently that I started watching, like, I think one of the guys that you really started to watch and stuff like that. And I started to see them actually plan like 5, 10, 15 moves ahead. And I was like, damn, that looks so complicated. How do people even do that? And all the time I've been just beating you and other people, and I still haven't formulated any real strategies. I just learned like the other day, and I thought it was so intriguing that people can look at the game so many moves ahead. And it makes me think, like, how important is that whenever you're playing a strategy game to plan out way further ahead than need be, and always take into account any blunder? Because with chess, I always find it really hard to, like, how do you even pivot after you make a big mistake? Like, if you get your queen taken, how do you even like try to still have the will and the willpower and the discipline to try to still want to win or play the game without quitting?
Yeah, because you would have to see some far ahead to be able, because then you surrender too early. There've been some games where you just surrender too early because you can't see that you still have a possibility of winning. I can understand that.
I'm an ass at chess. I completely am garbage. Just because from the hood, you know what I mean? Niggas from the hood don't talk about chess. So
now, what about strategy games?
Yeah, we was on that Kratos, God of War. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that game had a lot of puzzles in it. That was complicated. I struggled a lot.
That actually was.
I learned chess really late though. That's why I'm pretty doo-doo.
Now, when you play a strategy game, do you recognize when you make your own mistakes, or do you have to like let somebody punish your mistakes for you to realize, like, damn, I just messed up right there?
No, hold up, don't answer that. Hold up. Justin, you play strategy games. You play like Connect 4, right? Like tic-tac-toe. Come on now. Oh yeah, see what you mean? He grew up on that strategy.
I thought he said he
grew
didn't.
up on that strategy. What you mean? We all play that tic-tac-toe.
even if I didn't relate to the exact game you guys are talking about, I've played strategy games before.
Yeah, because then it's like, then you got to think like, how do you deceive people when you play a strategy game? How
Not
do you
even
act
deceive
like you're
people.
weak?
How do you? Yeah, exactly. How do you move forward? Humble but brilliant.
What are you gonna say though, Fred?
I was gonna say more and more strategy games like checkers is fun. Chess is definitely one of the most well-known strategy games, though. I personally enjoy a good game of Battleship because Battleship is so much fun. You have to read the opponent as well as you have to guess their mindset. So it's a really fun game psychologically. I like Battleship more because you're reading a lot of the body language, and also you're trying to read the person based on what kind of person do you think they are. What do you think? Where do you think they would place that? And then you can really start getting psychological and like, do they think they'd be on the edges? Do you think they gather in the center? Are they more of a central fortitude? Like, it's so much fun to me if you get into the real deep depths of Battleship, but that's not a game that's played too often nowadays.
No, it's
Only
tough.
young circles play it now.
Can you measure somebody's
That's an old school game.
Can you measure someone's intellect on a strategy game?
I wouldn't say intellect. You could measure their ability to understand the rules and then adapt to strategies and stuff well. So tactical and other parts, but I don't know if full IQ can be tested just through a strategy game.
Or just like a certain amount of intellect or a certain section of like IQ.
You can see their mind and get to understand how they think through us watching them play.
Like their decision making.
Yeah, you could tell a lot about a person by seeing their decisions, and a game is a great way to see their decisions, where they are willing to capitulate and whether or not you can see. And then if you really want to do it, you can compare their body language to when they're sacrificing. That way, you know what they do over time. Like, there's a lot you could look into. I'm really curious on like if the chess grandmasters, how much do they put time into learning the chess and all the moves, and then actually studying their opponents, like besides off the board, like their thought process and stuff like that. That's so intriguing to me.
Some people like play a lot of games and lose and act like they're really bad, and then that one guy's gonna come in and be like, "All right, I'll play you. Let's put money on it," and then get his butt whooped. For real, like,
mad money.
Like that happens with every other sport. Like, oh yeah, I suck. I play 1-on-1. Psych, I'm nice.
Now,
that's why you gotta be careful with gambling in general.
How do you feel? How do you feel personally, like when you do play a game like that, and you're facing somebody that you believe is either smarter or better, and you actually beat them? Like, is the sensation like a graceful, like, yes, or is it like, oh my God, I can't believe I just beat this person?
For me, it definitely a joy, but then I'm like, okay, how did I beat them? Because I have immediate questions afterwards. Because I question myself all the time. So I'm just like, okay, is this luck? Is this did I really beat them? Let me rethink all these moves. Okay, so that was good strategy. I'll immediately have to reconfirm that I actually beat them. Now I want to play again too. I need to confirm this. Like, let me play a few more times against you.
That doesn't even sound like that should be a thing. Like, bro, wow. For me, I'd be just overjoyed. Like, wow, I can't believe that my strategy actually worked. Let me try to do it against somebody even better. Let me see if I could take it to the extent, because that greed factor kicks in.
Let me go back to my level. Let me go back to my level.
Yeah, and it's like when you do play a strategy game, do you guys usually play like for ego, like you're trying to like show that you're better than, or do you go for like learning or just to like compete?
Sometimes, to be honest, I do it for like training in a sense.
Like mind training?
Yeah. Like chess, like games like that I like to play because it's hard, I don't like I haven't really won against anybody personally. I've played computer and like won a few times, but that's about it.
The joy of winning at chess is fun, but I really just play for the creativity factor. I haven't really before in high school I tried to take chess seriously. After that I haven't picked it up again. I just play it on occasion, and usually I just play it to unwind. It's a nice little fun game. I just remember like the openings and some of the mid plays. I don't remember too much, so I don't really try to think too much in the strategy aspect too. And that's not even in chess. That's just in a lot of different things, video games include. I'm just like, man, I make the same mistake in the same exact area in the same exact second over and over again. I peak and I die the same exact way every time. It's like, yo, we had the discussion about like 10 seconds ago. I thought a brain, you know? I thought we understood each other. I thought like we were gonna stop here, but instead we didn't. Let's run it back 100 more times and maybe we'll get it once. Maybe we'll get it once.
No, okay.
Sometimes the brain don't want to comprehend.
Now, how important do you think those kind of skill sets that we used and we played with as video games and stuff like that as kids, how useful do you think those kind of skills are useful as we transfer them into today's time as adults and as we try to, do things in a more practical manner? Do you feel like they're actually useful, like pattern recognition, competition, decision making, or just like, that's just to play?
I think they're phenomenal. My attention to detail is amazing because of the video games I played. My hand-eye coordination, my attention to detail is amazing because it developed over time. Because now people realize more and more how amazing video games are in like training your mind in the virtual realm of it. And so all these kids who are playing video games all this time, they have amazing hand-eye coordination and certain speed and recognition and pattern recognition and stuff because they play games all this time. So I definitely think it benefited in some way.
You had something to add on that, Jess?
Nah, he said it beautifully.
Now, if you guys were a piece in chess, which piece would you be and why?
I think I definitely would be the knight. Because I like to just go different places at random. So I just like he just hop around the board all over the place and know like I don't have to go forward. I can just go to the side, I can go straight, I can go back, I can go wherever I please. So I like the knight more.
Interesting.
Just I like that. I'm gonna say I was gonna say knight, but this good young man right here said it.
Now you can still pick and give a different reason.
The thing is, my reasoning was pretty similar. I'm gonna choose queen. Pause. Watch your mouth, alright? All right. Had to make this shit clear.
Why would you choose the queen?
Queen is because this is the most valuable piece. Everybody goes to war for that piece. Everybody gotta die for that piece to win. Well, not everybody gotta die for that piece to win, but you gotta.
That's actually pretty cool. As for me, if I was a chess piece, man, I'd be a pawn, dog. What? Are you kidding me? The fact that the pawn goes slow and steady, one at a time, he's the one that the only thing is that he has a lot of roadblocks in front of him. There's a lot of things that are stopping him from going to the next level. There's a lot of danger at all times. He's just somebody else's piece that gets moved and played with and toyed with, and he can barely attack only when the conditions are right. But once he reaches the finish line and gets to the end, this pawn can choose to be whatever he wants to be. And currently in life, that's what I'm dedicating myself to, is every day trying to be a little bit.
Do you feel like you want to spit on this man? Or just me? You want to spit on this boy?
Bro, I seen this coming a mile ago.
Oh my god!
I'm already bobbing my head, falling asleep.
Being a pawn allows me to reach to the end and be either a queen, a bishop. Nah, because the pawn is one of the most powerful and integral pieces, especially in endgame. When you get to the end board and you can choose your pawn to be a queen after you don't sacrifice your queen.
No, my king getting to the other side of the board first. What you mean? He lead.
But at least that's for me. I always like the fact that the pawns, like a lot of people don't recognize how powerful they are, especially endgame, where they can turn from a simple pawn into a rook, into a queen, into a bishop. Like, what? Do you guys ever feel like you're intimidated whenever you do actually have to confront somebody smarter or more intellectual when it is time to play a game? Or do you feel like, whatever, it's just a game and you don't even care?
The second thing, but then as well, just because they're smarter and more intellectual than me doesn't mean they're going to win.
Hmm.
Facts.
Does that mean that you're able to lose gracefully?
No, that means that every game is winnable.
Ooh, okay.
Exactly.
I mean, just because if I think they've lost because they're smarter than me, and how do I equate they're smarter than me? Just because what's the equation of that? How do I equate that they're smarter than me?
I don't know, because a lot of people, they have like the random jitters and stuff like that. Like I always ask people, why do they get nervous whenever they're about to, do something intimidating? And I don't know, I'm just scared. I think this person is smarter or better than me. And
I
it's
don't
like,
think
why?
you should say intimidating. I think you should say intense, maybe, because intimidating is me walking in the room, going up to every person, staring them in the eyes for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, seeing who sits down first or something. Like intimidating is going into my chess match and screaming, "I'm gonna win!" And everybody sitting down like, "Oh, whoa, this guy crazy as hell." That's going to a spelling bee with no like Kevin Hart dad. Going to a spelling bee with no draws. Spell that shit. Spell that shit. Motherfucker, spell that shit.
You ever been a part of a spelling thing?
No, hell no. Bro, I went to public school.
Hey, I want a spelling bee at some time.
You did?
I want one. Yeah, I want a spelling bee. Yeah, my high school one spelling bee like $50.
Oh, you said high school?
Yeah, it was like for $50. I could spell back then. I can't spell now though.
Damn, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
That's lit.
It was only like about 50 people.
That's still impressive. That's
right.
1 out of 50. Yeah,
they gave me the right motivation. If they gave me the right motivation, I wasn't spelling then. But I was like, $50, anybody want to go? I'm like, hey, you learned this book of words? I'm like, okay.
Then like they gave you the words beforehand.
Yeah, they gave us like a book of, I think it was like a bunch of words, and we just had to know they're gonna call some word out of there.
Learn it. That's what they do.
Damn, you had to memorize that thing.
Yeah,
I was good at memorization because like from young, back when I was in Louisiana, I used to go in front of the church called Ephesus, and I had to memorize my memory verses. I was like young, like second, third, fourth grade, doing all that from homeschool. I had to memorize 12 memory verses. So from back then, I've been memorizing a lot of different things. So memory is just something I already have the ability to do because I've done since young. Just getting myself to want to do it is the issue.
Yeah, that's still impressive though, because 1 out of 50, that's pretty cool. That means 49 people couldn't do it better than you. Think about it. If you was in a school of 100 kids, that means you would have placed top 5, top 4. And even in those big schools, they give trophies and awards out. Did you get any award or anything like that? Or just money?
I just want the money. Yeah, I just want the money.
They didn't give you an
award. I don't know. They probably got a certificate or something, but I just want the money.
You need to flex on that. Be like, yo, I was number 1 out of 50.
Man, I wish I would have went to a real school instead of like a private school. Okay, I apologize. It was a real school. I wish I went to a real school. In like a system that was like had like other extracurricular activities, like a public system. So then I could have actually done those kind of things, like more people, so I could have competed in more things, like sports.
Network with other people, talk to people who think like you, like the sports that you do, and probably
take some different curriculums
at the same age and the same skill level at those things you're interested in. Yeah, it's one of those bad things about private schools that they lack. They don't have enough people.
Variety. They don't have enough variety.
Yeah, they don't. And then public schools, they got them all. So it's like
too much variety. Yeah.
Sometimes that is very true. Very much. True. Now, when it comes to the strategy games, last question about strategy games, do you guys prefer playing on like the computer, on your phone, or like in person?
Definitely in person for me. Because the strategy games, it's not as much fun online. Most of the strategy games were made to be in person anyway. And so I think it's okay to play online, but definitely more fun to play in person.
Do you feel like you can read more tells and stuff like that, or like the game is just more vivid?
One is more vivid and fun because you get to actually see the person, chit chat and read them, talk to them, all that kind of stuff, interact with them more than if you're doing it online. And plus the game part, and then plus, I want to look in your eyes. I want to see what you're thinking. Even if you beat me, I want to know if you get Eric. I want to see. I want to be able to see. Sense you. I want to be able to feel your vibrations.
I I want to sit there and chit chat. No
Nah,
boy, say you want to talk ish.
he's trying to destroy your heart and soul
Facts.
and
I
watch
want to
you
look at
burn
you,
internally.
even if you beat me. I want to look at you. I want to be able to see you beating me.
When it comes to you doing that in like in other games that aren't strategy based, like Monopoly. I mean, I don't think Monopoly is like strategy ish.
In a
It's more
sense,
like,
In a sense,
you know,
strategy-ish.
do you have that trash talk when it comes to Monopoly?
Nah, never that. I'm gonna just be like, can you pay your rent, please? You gotta be polite when you gotta, cause you gotta be polite. You know, trash talking.
nah, hell no. I'm like, give me
I'm
my
an owner.
shit.
I'm a
Be like,
landlord.
give me my shit. You owe me my money, ho. Pay it up.
No, you gotta sue them and then throw. And actually, I own all these utilities. So that's actually an extra 200, please. You gotta just lay it
you
out with
wanna
a little
take the
invoice.
train? You want to take the train? Now you gotta give me 400.
I gotta be nice. Deliver them little invoices.
Nah, fucking invoice. I come tow your shit. Nah.
Hey,
Man,
I know
I'm trying to own buildings.
Man, I know this is gonna sound wild to y'all, but there's actually a company in Massachusetts that's accepting Monopoly money to
I've
go.
heard it.
Right? Ain't that a weird thing?
I feel like I wouldn't go just because whoever does that must be nasty. Like they need customers, you know?
Like, I can't believe they're accepting Monopoly money for payment. Like,
That's
this
because they're not dumb. They're like, hey, they're gonna get drunk on for free. Actually, when we usually let them in for free anyway. And then once they're drunk, they're gonna start spending their real money, not even noticing it's
But
not
they don't.
Monopoly.
Oh, that's you immediately
I bet there
deduce
are limits. I bet there are limits to how much you can buy, and then once they're drunk anyway, they're not gonna make smart decisions. A drunk person can't decide between Monopoly and real money. It's like, I have money, give me alcohol.
Wow, that's a very quick deduction.
True.
It's a good marketing ploy. I like it.
I mean, I do see here that they made $1,800 in Monopoly money. I don't know what that means.
Nigga, what the
I wonder how
fuck?
much they made in
Nigga,
real
like,
money.
what-
Like,
Yo,
Yeah, I don't.
yo,
Yeah.
and how much were they
Yeah.
charging for a shot? Was it 1,000 a shot?
Why are
Like,
they counting
it
that?
could have been
Why?
1,000 a shot. They only sold one shot. Like,
Like, I'm
Why
looking.
are they counting that? Hold up. Why are they counting the Monopoly? That's just
yeah, we want to know how much you
bring
actually made. Like,
attention.
what?
Yeah,
Literally, what the
that'd be
hell?
crazy if they're actually making money like that.
I wouldn't be surprised. Gimmicks and things that draw attention will make money because everyone wants to go there, especially in this day and age. All you
I
gotta do
watched
is make
Bar
something
Rescue.
picture worthy.
I watched Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, Bar Rescue! I love that man. I forgot his name, but I love that show.
Ploys. I know all the ploys, bro.
Dude, Bar Rescue was the show.
Monopoly money seems like a big fucking ploy.
Exactly. Good little gimmick to draw them in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want some of our pizza? Yeah, we make it in the microwave. Come on.
They're just like today in the day and age. More businesses are just geared towards if we can get good Instagram pictures. Like if our product is picture worthy, then it's good. So we got like this milkshake bar that's around my area. I don't even remember the name of it, but their milkshake are straight trash. But the reviews are fire and their pictures are amazing because they do like little mason jars. They look like the candy straws. They get the giant whipped cream.
Now, is your opinion
with
trash,
the cookies
or
and
like are they really good?
No. Look at the reviews. That the reviews are the food's bad, but the design and how it looks is great. So everyone goes there and take their picture. Yeah, the aesthetics. Everyone goes there and take the picture, and that's it. So
That's
I mean,
good
it works as a
marketing.
business model. So like, it works as a business model. I guess you can't have both. You either can look good or you can taste good. I
mean,
guess
they're making money, so I guess everybody's
they're targeting this market because this market is so
Instagram
fickle of like it's so fickle of I just want the picture.
Yeah,
I just want
there's
people to know I'm enjoying this thing that probably is not enjoyable. It's literally if you think about it, it's the irony of our generation right now. It's just they rather be beautiful on the outside and don't care about what it is on the inside. Just so everyone thinks that they're enjoying something.
It's
just
like when
the
people
irony
used to
of
wear
that small
corsets
thing.
and stuff like that. They're suffering for just that, that 1 or 2 second picture, and they're like breaking their ribs and doing all this crazy stuff. And it's like when all along you could have just worked out.
The short road versus the long road.
But I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, do you guys have any upcoming projects you guys want to drop?
No. I'm working on none right now. Besides, still trying to get this web design business off the ground. Day at a time at that. Day at a time and getting my mind off the ground because your mind is the foundation to life itself.
Very true.
So I'm
That's
still
facts.
working on that day to day. Once you realize how weak it is, then you can realize how strong it can be. And so
Big
I think
facts.
I think I'm at my weakest now.
Yep. Now you
So
can fortify it.
up. So it's only up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping gems.
That's the two projects I'm trying to work on. One inside my mind and one outside here for everyone else can see.
Big facts.
Dropping gems, bro.
Jeff Freeman, what you got?
Same thing as last time. Just working on it. I believe there's 4 weeks left now, so we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Hold it. We're almost there.
You heard it from him.
Also, last time I remember, I ain't say nothing, but I'm dropping more beats soon. Stay tuned, my people. Stay tuned.
Where can people go listen to your beats?
They gonna listen to me at SoundCloud, Just Freeman. You already know.
There you go. By the time this drops, my new comic Bate should already be out. It's based off of the Bate Ascending first book of the Bate series I got going on. So check it out if you haven't. I'm gonna see if I can do what I can in order to make a physical copy, because I always like comics and manga. It's always been my thing. You know, even though I like strategy and stuff like that, I always love sports and, you know, just the nit and gritty and stuff like that. And once I realized that I could turn the book into an audiobook, I was like, I could turn it into a manga and a comic. And then not only do that, but I can get my homeboys involved to the point where Fred in Progress actually inspired the Fred RTG faction from the enemy team that's competing against the NicoPengin squad. You know what I'm saying? You know, just because we got argue bros and we actually used to argue like crazy, I was like, man, it'd be so cool if I created a manga where it's like me and Fred are enemies and stuff like that. So that way we can actually see each other hash it out. And then in a fictitious world, go toe to toe, you know what I'm saying? And I still gotta figure out who you know comes on top. You gotta buy it, check it out.
First iteration of mini.
Big facts. That's just chapter 1. I'm trying to be like Oda, you know what I'm saying? Just one step at a time though, cause you know I ain't trying to break the bank. Anyways, if that's all, guys, next episode of Argue Bros done.
Peace.
You've been listening to Argue Bros. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and leave us a review to let us know what you think. Keep listening and we'll catch up with you next week.